Hello Gemini, and welcome to your tarot reading with me, Mazalin. So in today's Gemini reading, we're going to explore your current situation and energy and what led you here, and we'll have a look at what you're truly hoping to manifest and achieve, and if there's anything that's holding you back. And then we'll take a look at upcoming blessings on your path and what to watch out for. And then we'll have a look at the proposed actions from the universe to align with your highest purpose, happiness, and success. Now, are you needing quick yes-no answers to some of your questions? We'll stick around until the end because we're going to uncover those answers with your bonus oracle messages. So this reading is primarily for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cross watchers, if you're dealing with a Gemini, then the message could be for you and the energies could be flipped. But please note that these messages are timeless and general. So please take whatever resonates with you, whatever helps you, and then just leave the rest for someone else. But if you're drawn to House of Tarot, then you're meant to be here, and the message may not be at the beginning for you. So whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or direction, get ready for spiritual guidance, for empowered action. And if you could like this video at the beginning or even at the end, this would really help me a lot. So with that being said, let's get out your tarot cards and begin your reading. All right, Gemini, so let's begin your reading. And I can tell you already that you are all over this reading. We have the two major arcana cards for the sign of Gemini come up, the Lovers and the Magician, and your minor arcana of the Knight of Swords. So let's dig in. So we can see right now in the current energy, the Knight of Swords. So life is speeding up again. I say speeding up because in the recent past, we have the Three of Wands. So I don't know if you've been traveling recently, you've been somewhere hot, or you've been abroad. There's a sense of waiting around in the recent past. Maybe you were waiting for news from abroad or from someone at a distance, but there was anticipation and excitement and enthusiasm for the future. But right now, life is speeding up. You've gone from 0 to 60. This is one of the fastest cards in the tarot. Now there's fast movement, there's quick decisions, there's quick thinking, and there's almost a sense of impatience. However, in your energy, you're showing up as the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is Pisces energy is all, especially here in this particular night, because he is moving forwards to the future with the Ace of Cups that he's holding in his hand. And I can't help but look at these two knights together, back to back. So what we see here is that in the present energy, there is fast movement, there's communication, there's messages going back and forth maybe, or maybe you've just received some communication suddenly. But we also have to watch out with the Knight of Swords is that it doesn't necessarily mean external movement outside of you. It can also, because the swords also relate to the mind, the intellect, it can just be saying that you're in your mind right now. There might be a whirlwind going on, right? Now, in this Knight of Swords, he holds the sword of truth, but notice he doesn't have the full sword. That means that there's a sense of wanting to get to the bottom of something, wanting to get to the truth and get clarity around something. And the way that you're going about it is through the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is a very different energy to the Knight of Swords. So instead of being frantic, rushing, impatience, we have the Knight of Cups, which is very romantic. It's very nurturing, very vulnerable. He literally holds that ace. The Ace of Cups is what it is that you love, your heart. It's about putting yourself out there because he offers his cup to someone or to the world. And that Ace of Cups can be your love, or it can literally be your heart, or it can be who you really are and putting yourself out there to the world. So it is a very romantic, dreamy energy, very different to this Knight of Swords. So we can see there's quite a balancing act happening here where we can see the head and the heart going on. So there's movement in both the head and the heart, but externally perhaps we're just seeing more that you are showing up here by holding space for people, offering your heart, offering your love, your emotions, and your time and energy to those around you. But when we look at what this Knight of Swords is trying to get to the bottom of, his sword points up to the Magician. Now here we have the other energy for Gemini here. Well, it's actually, the Magician is ruled by the planet Mercury is a planet that rules both Gemini and Virgo. So the Magician is all about using the power of the will, because the Magician is a powerful influencer. He is a master and an expert at his craft because he holds all of the tools, all of the aces on his table. And what that means is that he possesses the skills, the talents, the potential to make anything happen. He is a master manifester. So what we can see here in the position of what you're hoping to achieve and manifest is you're hoping to manifest mastery over something, right? You're hoping to be an expert at something. And to clarify the cards that came with the Magician, the Oracle card was the Limitations, which says fear and doubt limit freedom of action. Let go of your worries. Now on this card, there is a bird and a cage. But if you look closely, the cage is open and the bird can fly freely, but the bird is still there by the cage, right? So there is a sense here of a limitation of action. The bird is not flying away. The bird is staying its home. It's staying close to its home, to its nest. And why would you want to manifest limitation, right? Why would you want to master limitation unless limiting yourself is something that has been difficult for you, i.e., you've allowed yourself, you've not limited yourself, and you've gone to excess, in which case you would want to master that. Because clarifying the limitation card, I got the Two of Pentacles in Tarot is Jupiter in Capricorn. He is juggling. What is he juggling? Pentacles is earth related. It's your responsibilities. It's your duties. It's everything relating to the material world, how you make money, your job, your work, all of those things. And when you're juggling two things, you're trying to keep everything going smoothly without dropping the ball. So it can represent Jupiter, an expansion of Capricorn responsibilities. However, perhaps you've done too much of that in your life. You've taken too much on, and therefore there is a need for you to be a master of limiting your responsibilities to make sure that you don't take on too much. And this is further clarified by the Emperor card. Was the card to clarify the Magician. And the Emperor is about having control. So similar to the Magician, he is also an authority, but he is an authority in the sense of he is the leader of the family. So this is the dominant parent. Doesn't have to be male, it could also be the dominant mother, but it is about being a parent, a husband, a business owner, and a boss. So perhaps here there is a need, or what you're trying to manifest is mastery over any of these roles. The leader of the family, the business owner, you're trying to master those roles, but at the same time limit yourself from taking on too much responsibility so that you don't get burnt out. And so we see that in the recent past, where everything has been quite slow, a lot of waiting around, maybe you were in a hot country, to now things speeding up, right? But you're not letting that speed or that movement, maybe you're in a windy place with this Knight of Swords, you're not letting that air energy get to you. Because you are showing up as that Knight of Cups, that nurturing side, that Pisces energy. Beautiful. Now in the position of the block, we have the Queen of Wands and the Oracle card that says too hard, which says you believe that it has to be hard, but it doesn't. Let love flow naturally in your life. Now that's interesting because Queen of Wands is Leo energy. I mean, technically she can be any of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but very strong Leo energy here. She is the queen of charisma, the queen of inspiration. She's the go-getter. She knows that she looks, she smells, she feels good, and she gets a lot of attention. She allows herself to be seen. She's very much the socialite, the person that is very active on social media, takes care of her body, takes care of her looks and her appearance, and is always looking for ways to creatively express herself. But in the block position, this could be saying that you don't feel confident within yourself anymore, because this would be aligning here with the magician, the fact that you're seeking this magician energy when you already have this energy inherent within you, because you are the magician in the tarot for Gemini. That there is a lack here perhaps of confidence in oneself, maybe in one's appearance, not feeling wanted, not feeling attractive perhaps, or not seen, not feeling recognized in some way for your achievements. But I can't help but think that this could also relate to somebody else. Now, if this relates to somebody else, this can be someone that you are very attracted to. There is somebody that is perhaps outside of your usual environment that really brings your passion alive, brings your creativity and your inspiration alive. There's a lot of sexual attraction here. Because it's, we have two people in this card, and these are two people, this could literally represent pregnancy. Maybe you are trying to create something with this person that you're very attracted to. And maybe it's been hard to bring about that creation, to bring about that ambition. And that might be what the block is at the moment. But because the wand energy connects with, again, the Three of Wands here in the recent past, I wonder perhaps if you were waiting for news from this feminine energy, this Leo energy, waiting for news, and maybe this person is at a distance from you, and there was excitement and anticipation for receiving news from that person, and perhaps you didn't receive that news from them just yet. Now, in the near future opportunity, we have the Tower with the Lovers. So here we have your other major arcana card, and it fell out in this order. It's really important in tarot, the order the cards fall, because if this was the Lovers followed by the Tarot, this would be quite a different reading. But we have the Tower followed by the Lovers. So let's first talk about the Tower. Now, the clarifying cards that came with this, these were clarifiers that I threw after your cards came out, is the Devil in the reverse. Beautiful. So what we can see here, the Tower is a destruction, a breakdown, a breakup, a release, and a letting go of all things in your life that has passed its sell-by date. These are past structures and attachments that were never meant to be permanent in your life. They were temporary, and they were built upon a false foundation. Now, when something is on a false foundation, you cannot build upon it, right? That foundation will eventually crumble. And look what's crumbling here. The people are just falling out of the tower. So in the near future, there is going to be a shake-up, a breakdown, a break-up, a completely allowing something to crumble and fall and just leave your life. But what is it that's leaving your life? The Devil in the reverse. Beautiful energy. Now, the Devil is Capricorn energy ruled by the planet Saturn. Capricorn rules the material world. So it's everything that we are attached to, physically attached to, that doesn't necessarily serve us. The Devil is unhealthy attachments that we think we need, that are a convenience to us, but actually ends up keeping us in a cycle of unhealthy attachment. So this could be anything from too much TV, too much porn. It could be a sex addiction, alcohol, drug addiction. It could be excessive work, because Capricorn rules the work industry, the corporate world. This could literally mean a company or an establishment that you have been tied to or chained to for a very long time, that you are now in the reverse, you are releasing, you are letting go, because this Tower clarified by the Devil in reverse means you are letting go of those negative, unhealthy attachments that you have in your life. And that could be anything from a desire to an addiction, even to a mindset. You're letting it go. And after the Tower, what comes next? Your major arcana of the Lovers. Beautiful. Because the Lovers is really uniting with that which is true. Because we can see, look, on both these two cards have two people on it. And both of these are unions of some kind. This is union or an attachment that is not real. It's a fake sense of security. And here we have what is real. This is uniting. This is merging with that which you truly love. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a person. This could be a person, a place, a thing, or a goal even. But it's something that in your heart, you just absolutely love this thing or this person. You absolutely need to explore or do that in your life. And often this can represent your soul's true purpose here, you know, what it is that you truly love to do. Because once you let go of this negative, unhealthy attachment, this addiction, you will come into alignment with that which you truly love and which will give you long-lasting happiness. You will unite and form a union with that person, place, thing, whatever that is for you. And look at that. The oracle card that clarifies this whole future opportunity is celebration. And once you do this, once you let go and you come into alignment with your heart's desire, we have celebration. You will feel yourself again. This is why this is the Gemini major arcana, right? We go from the minor to the major. You will feel yourself again. You will feel celebration. You will want to be joyful and have a good time with the people around you. Wonderful energy, Gemini, really nice. Let's have a look at what you need to be careful of. And we have the Two of Pentacles again with the oracle card, trust in process, trust the progress of the relationship. Don't rush for answers. So there's that Knight of Swords, the rushing. You're not rushing because you're showing up as the Knight of Cups. So already we see it's just the universe giving you a little reminder. Don't go back to that energy of being frantic or letting that perhaps take over your calm, nurturing energy at the moment, right? But look what it says. This Two of Pentacles comes up again to warn you, try not to take on too much. Now, I also have to give you the other meaning of the Two of Pentacles, because I do see here the potential of this situation talking about another person or relationship. It could be work, it could be anything that's, relating in your life, your life at the moment. But look, the Two of Pentacles can be juggling two things. Now, this could be two responsibilities, but it can also relate to two people at the same time, juggling two people. Now, I don't know if that's been a thing in your life in the past where you have juggled two interests, two people that you've been interested in, because I will say one thing about the Queen of Wands is typically not the one that you're married to. She's typically the other woman, the one that you're attracted to that you're not married to. So in the block position or the challenge where you see something as too hard for something you're very attracted to, that could relate there. But that's just a side note. Now, so the universe here is saying, be careful not to juggle two people or two things or take on too much responsibility. Okay? And also trust in the process. Again, we've got two people on this card, two people. There's a duality here. You are the sign of duality, right? There is a need here where these two people are having fun. They're enjoying each other's company. And it's asking you just to don't rush for answers. This is the Knight of Swords energy, right? In your current situation. So in other words, you have the opportunity or the potential for doing that, but you need to stay in this Knight of Cups energy, okay? Allow this process to happen. Now, whether this is you uniting with someone else or if it's you uniting with another contract or another thing that you want to connect to. It's a relationship of some kind. The relationship doesn't have to be a person, right? It could be a contract. All right, now what it's saying to do instead is the Page of Wands and the Moon. Beautiful. So Page of Wands, this is fire energy. The Page of Wands is the excited traveler, right? He's spontaneous. He wants to go on trips. He wants to experience the world, right? And he doesn't really take any kind of precautions, right? He's very carefree and adventurous and a daredevil, you can say, right? He doesn't take life too seriously. So it's really asking you here not to be too serious, live in the moment, right? And take risks. Go traveling, go on an adventure, maybe go to a hot place and just follow your desires. The Ace of Wands. Follow your heart's desire. What makes you passionate and excited? Go after that. However, it comes with a warning, the Moon, right? The Moon is the major arcana for the sign of Pisces, but also for the sign of Cancer. The Moon at nighttime is a card that can create fear and excessive worry. Why? Because in moonlight, we can't see just a few meters, we can't see beyond a few meters in front of us. So that it brings about a sense of paranoia. It brings about a sense of, fear and feeling like there is something that's going to go wrong. So this is a warning here that yes, go out, have fun, live in the moment, but make sure that you keep your imagination in check, that you keep your emotions, the Moon rules emotions, that you keep your emotions in check, keep them under control, and you don't allow yourself to become deluded by what is real and what is not real, because in the darkness, what appears to be one way can actually be another way. Okay, so there's a need here to make sure that you face your fears and you try not to become deluded in some way. Now, in the position of how and when to act, we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. And look at this is Pisces energies. The Eight of Cups, traditionally in the upright position, is a man walking away. He leaves, moves away, and lets go of something in his life. But here it's in the reverse. So this is actually saying to you, don't leave, return. To return to this, that which you love. Think about your present energy right now. Here you are as the Knight of Cups. You're wanting to offer your love. You're wanting to offer your heart, right? That which you love right now in your life, you need to return to that, because that's what the universe is saying here. And when you return to that which you love, you will finally get to this Queen. And look at how your reading began with the Knight of Swords and it ends with the Queen. In the tarot, everything is a sequence. The Knight of Swords carries the message, the information, the data, the facts to the Queen is then responsible for discerning fact from fiction. Because the knight doesn't know the truth. You see, he doesn't hold the complete sword. He gets the information from the page, gathers the information, and he transmits. He sends that information to the Queen. Now is in a position where she has the data, she has the facts. So when we saw at the beginning of the reading, where you have rushed back trying to find the truth or get to the bottom of something, throughout this process of how these events are going to unfold, you are finally going to come to clarity. The Queen of Swords has clarity, she has discernment, and you will get the truth. Look, she holds the complete Ace of Swords in her hand. And once you have the truth, you will be able to know going forward, because she points forward, exactly what you want in your life. You will be looking at the hard, cold truth, the black and white facts, because she holds her truth up and she summons people to say, come, but come with the truth, else I will chop your head off. Okay? So this is really nice energy. It shows that you're going to be getting clarity in your life quite soon. And this is Libra energy. Libra season is coming just around the corner. Libra season begins around the 22nd of September until the 22nd of October, plus or minus a day. So clarity is going to be gained here. So all in all, this is quite a nice reading here. You're going to be coming into your power, mastering your ability to limit yourself from taking on too much. There'll be an opportunity here to really let go of something that is toxic in your life. A person, a place, a thing, a toxic energy that you are attached to, and you're going to have the chance to let it go, to really unite with that which you love. But be careful that you don't juggle two people, two responsibilities at the same time. Go out, have fun, travel, enjoy time with your friends, live in the moment. And the advice here is to return to that which you love. Don't leave, stay, return. And by doing that, you will come into your truth. That is your reading, Gemini. So we come to the second part of your reading, your bonus oracle messages. So if you have 3 questions that require a yes/no answer, think of those now. And if you need to pause the video, if you need more time to write these down, then do so. But I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then we're going to get out an oracle card to attempt to answer the question that's on your mind at this moment. Okay, Gemini, so here's your question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. All right, question number 1. Drifting apart, the connection between you and someone is fading. Okay, so straight away, this is a no. Whatever you've asked about, the bond, the connection is slowly getting weaker. So if you've asked about a company, there's no longer so much of an attraction there. The strength is weakening. And we see here in this ship that looks like it is sailing. It's sailing away. And, we have this man, solitary man by himself, the ocean that represents distance. I can't help but think that this relates again to that 3 of Wands in the recent past, Because in this 3 of Wands, he waits for the ships to come in. And here we have the ship. So I wonder if this relates to something in your recent past that you were hoping would come about as an opportunity in your life, that you would receive that news from a distance. But it looks like, whatever you've asked about, the bond is fading, it is dissipating. So the answer for this one, I'm afraid, is a no. All right, question number 2. New alliances will bring you support and opportunities. Wonderful. That's a yes, straight off. So whatever you've asked about, the connections that you make, the associations that you make, this looks like some sort of business. So this could relate, I wonder if it relates to work, but we do have, it looks like 4 different fists here, which tells me about 4 people coming together. So this could be people from different cultures, different backgrounds, which is wonderful because when you have people from different backgrounds come together, they have different experience that they bring to the table. And these new connections, especially within business or in work or some sort of project that you're moving forward with, they're going to bring you support and opportunities. And this looks like opportunities within the work field. So the absolute yes there. This could also represent new friendships as well. Friendships that will be loyal because they're supportive. All right, question number 3. Crossing paths. A destined encounter is about to happen between you and someone. Okay, so the answer here is yes. Whatever you've asked about, you are going to have a chance to do this again, a chance to do it in the future. Okay, it may not be again, but it's destined. The fact that it's destined means the universe is putting this person or this thing on your path so that you can make a decision about it, right? There are 2 people, again, 2s, duality, decisions, and they're in a city. So perhaps this opportunity will come about when you're in a very busy city, a capital city, a city where there's a lot of commerce, a lot of business taking place. But we see 2 people, they're smiling at each other, they're very relaxed, they're in comfortable clothing. So this is someone that makes you feel very at home, it makes you feel relaxed. Now, if this is a company or an opportunity, it's an opportunity, again, that makes you feel like yourself. So this is going to be happening in the near future. Whatever you've asked about, an opportunity will come that will enable this to come into your life in order for you to make a decision about it. So that's what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Look, if you know your natal chart, you can also check out your other signs for deeper insights. And please feel free to comment on the video, because sometimes by sharing of your experience, you can provide comfort, enlightenment to somebody else. But look, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and sharing this space with me. And please consider a like, a share, or a subscribe, as it would really help the channel at this time. But look, until next time, stay wild, and I'll see you in the next video.